We gonna have us some fun tonight. Oh, Facebook. Hey, everybody. We are back again. You know how girlfriends do. We back again tonight for Girlfriends Chit Chat Show. I am so excited, y'all, about tonight's show. So elated about who we got coming to the table tonight. Our new girlfriend, Miss Jasmine Lawerence, CEO of EDEN Hair Care Line. We are so excited to have her here with us tonight. But with no further ado, let me introduce myself to you. My name is Amira Bay, and I am the host of Girlfriends Chit Chat, as well as my co-host, Miss Shauna Price, the Connection Guru, and Miss Leslie Thomas of She Promotes Network. We are here tonight to have this dialogue and conversation with this phenomenal person. But with no further ado, I want to give you a little bit of information about Jasmine for you all who may not know who she is. Jasmine is the founder of EDEN BodyWorks. Devastated by harsh chemical products at 11 years old, Jasmine sought to develop solutions for her own natural hair care needs. Unlike most products that are cosmetic in nature, her mission was to develop a hair care product that actually delivered their promise at an affordable price. At the age of 13, after attending an NFTE BizCamp, Jasmine officially launched EDEN BodyWorks. After more than 15 years in business, her products are now available at retailers across the United States, including Target, CVS, Walmart, Amazon.com, HEB, the Sally Beauty Supply Store, just to name a few. Jasmine continues to work on expanding her natural hair care and body care product line to meet the needs of her diverse, multicultural customer base. Her company, a certified minority and women-owned business, manufactures and distributes these products around the world. But the great thing about Jasmine that you may not know is she is also a project manager on the Everyday Robotic Project at X, the Moonshot Factory. The Everyday Robotic Project is building a new type of learning robot, one that can eventually learn to help everyone every day. And guess who she works for? She works as a program manager at Microsoft. So with no further ado, let's bring this young lady. Oh, mate, I'm so excited about tonight. I'm so excited.
Thank you so
Jasmine,
much for me.
tell everybody about who you are as an individual, because we always talk about the business person. I want people to learn a little bit more about who you are as a person.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate the opportunity to kind of just speak about who I am. I mean, outside of all the work stuff, I like to stay healthy. I like to stay active. I'm really, really focused on taking care of myself right now. I know that's something we should all be doing during the pandemic. I don't know, I'm a poet, I'm a Christian, I live to serve, I love to do what I can to uplift my community. I'm very, very active in STEM advocacy. So you saw my background as a lot of tech and engineering. So I love to do what I can to bring other women and people of color into the engineering field so that we can influence the future. I really enjoy mentoring other entrepreneurs to help people, get their businesses off the ground, or even to perform more successfully if they choose to work in corporate America. Yeah, I am one of 6, daughter of April Parker and Clive Lawerence. Yeah, I'm not an only child. I got a huge brood of sisters and a brother who, grew up with. My parents were in the military, so I've lived, in many states across the US. Yeah, and I'm just passionate about making a difference in people's lives. That's what I do.
That's amazing. I have to ask though, are you the youngest or do you fall in the middle?
What do you think?
I'm taking you for more of a middle child.
Me too. I was about to say, I think she's more middle.
Child.
Huh?
Well, I'm gonna say number 5. I'm gonna say number 5.
Middle children are amazing. We adapt very, very well. Because there has to be a balance between the oldest and the youngest.
Right.
And you seem to adapt very, very well. So
thank you. I'm number 2. I'm number 2 of 6. So technically, yes, I was the first middle child, but not the last. Yeah, no, you call me out on it. You call me out on it. Yeah. I had to make my way to shine, my way to differentiate myself. I'm not the first, I'm not the baby. So, I'm the nerd.
Look, it's nothing wrong with that. I think that's what makes it so diverse. That's what makes you who you are. I think that's the beautiful aspect of it.
Exactly. So with all of the siblings that you've had, how have they played a part or contributed or, assisted you in, where you are today? So what part did that family foundation play in where you are today?
Oh, it was absolutely critical for me. And I know for a lot of entrepreneurs, your friends and family are your first investors in your company.
Yes.
And that was absolutely true. Financial literacy was extremely important in my home growing up. And so that's why my parents decided to give us an allowance, teach us about budgeting, allow us to have and manage our own money. And so I actually used my allowance as the seed money to start my own business before demonstrating progress and requesting a bigger investment from my parents. My sisters, they were, like I said, so different from me and just challenged me in a lot of different ways, but they actually ended up also being my first employees, my first factory workers, and supporting me as a sister. I love that tightness, but my older sister, super smart, super creative. I mean, I seriously thought she was going to be a lawyer because she does not lose arguments. So in terms of learning to negotiate, learned it from her. She just also musical, like she sings just like bold,
Songbird. Wow.
like a huge songbird, but she also raps, right? Because she's
Oh,
great with words. I mean,
yeah.
she, in terms of communication, I totally admire her. My sister underneath me, Crystal, she is the embodiment of empathy. She
I
has
love it.
just a huge heart. Right now, she works for the city of Long Beach. She's a social worker. And when I think about like, what do people need? How can I serve them? How can my products be less about, making a bunch of money for me personally, but more about meeting the needs of women in their everyday lives because of everything we go through as Black curly haired women, like trying to find a platform to build on top of that. I mean, just inspirational. Again, another creative, another sister, she's again, a singer, a painter, a pianist, a saxophonist. She speaks Spanish and Japanese and just, when I feel I'm doing a lot, I'm one of like a whole bunch of people who are just like extremely ambitious. And so, yeah, even same deal with my last brother and sister who live with my dad. I mean, they play sports, they volunteer in their community, they faithfully show up and participate at their church. Like, this is just the way our parents raised us.
I love it
And
though.
encouraged us. And gosh, if I ever become a parent, I want to follow that model of being like, what are you interested in? Let me lean into that. Let me say, let me not tell you all the ways that you're going to fail. Let me just have your back as you pursue it.
Exactly. I love that.
And that's important. Like, I think youth entrepreneurship is one of the most important things that we can gift our children with, because I remember listening to this, a guy's name is Jalen Bledsoe, and he said, he was talking to TD Jakes, and he was like, we all have gifts and talents. He said, I just tapped into mine early. And it's so true. And so you're a prime example of what tapping into your gifts and talents looks like early, and what it unfolds to be if you stick with it, if you keep moving forward. I love it.
I would say, like, as children, like, they don't often get an opportunity to have any type of power, any type of agency over their lives, right? And to go to a child and say, at this age, as young as you are, even though you can't vote and you can't work, you can still have an impact in your community. And so when I went to that business camp by the Network for Teaching Entrepreneurship, that's what they told me. They said, think about it. What are the problems in your community? What are the problems in your family, in your life right now? And what can you do right now, today, to make a difference there? Right? When I lost my hair, I was like, I got to fix me, right? I can't leave the house. I can't go to school. Like, I got to get right. So I did that for 2 years and never thought of starting a company. I was like, yeah, I'm going to be an engineer. I'm going to go work in a, right? But when I went to that camp, I said, like, tell me about like the hardest thing that you've overcome, right? And for me, it was recognizing that my worth as a person wasn't wrapped up in the way that people saw me. Years of modeling and pageanting and being told, yes, how you look, how you present yourself, your skin color, your hair color, its length, its texture, that's who you are, that's your value. And to have that ripped away from me and being able to start from scratch and use my own encouragement from my family, my own scientific method from that I learned in school, right? To take that and to be like, you know what, that's it. I'm not the only woman who's had a bad hair day. I'm not the only woman who feels the crippling anxiety of not feeling beautiful enough, right? That impacts your ability to do so many things in your life. And I was like, that's it. That's the problem I'm going to pursue. I'm going to pursue that using, what God has blessed us with in nature. I'm going to learn and grow. And that was me at 13, unafraid, no rent to pay, no bills due. Just creativity, right?
But you know what? I think it's the innocence. It's the innocence that young where we can do anything. You know, it's almost like I can do it. I can do it. And I think with you having the support you had, they just cultivated you even more to do it. It's like you've got to have those types of parents to cultivate a young entrepreneur because they can't do it on their own. And to see that you had a vision and they're like, we're going to support her.
Right.
We're going to give her
what I know
not
everybody is fortunate enough to have parents or, you know, a community that can support them. But I do believe that if you are committed and passionate about your mission, that you can still find a way to be motivated to get it done. But I'm so grateful for my family, for my parents. I mean, my aunt used to work for me. She like led our customer service team in the beginning. I mean, just friends in my neighborhood. I felt very, very loved, you know, as a teenager starting EDEN BodyWorks.
And you know what? And I like the fact that you mentioned a family. I saw a post on Facebook today that stated that a lot of entrepreneurs don't feel like they have support from family and friends. And so you just hearing your story says to me, okay, there's still family and friends who do actively support, you know, because I don't have that problem, but I know a lot of entrepreneurs, that is one of the major headaches they have, that they don't feel like they have that support. What advice would you give to persons who probably didn't have, you know, your unit, which you were blessed with? I think that's a blessing, but what would you say to those? Because I saw that post twice today and I was like, oh, you know, I'm sorry they feel like that.
I think it's true because, I mean, I think what my family could support me with was emotionally and spiritually and financially. Right. Like luckily my parents, like my dad is an immigrant. He had started his own company as well. And my mom, like she worked in law, she worked in business development. She was able to have my back and like raise me up to kind of be that type of thinker. But if that doesn't exist within your family sphere, like go on LinkedIn and search for people. And there's like not to go too deep into the features there, but you can search for people who are open to pro bono counseling and mentoring of other people. Like you can just look on that to see who's open to having that kind of generosity with their time and talk to them about it, right? Like your friends and your family, maybe they can give you some money to launch your business, or maybe they can give you feedback on your logo or like that type of stuff, but you can't expect them to be like vetting your business strategy or the lawyer or like that type of stuff. You just have to go outside yourself and expand your network. So what I really enjoyed beyond just like outreach to people who I admire on LinkedIn is just like joining a professional community, right? For me, like as a high schooler, it would have been like Future Business Leaders of America. Or
I was in that.
Oh yeah, my had DECA, which was like a business development club that I was in. And this was like, it was just like I wanted to be around people who were thinking the way that I was thinking, right? Even like joining student council at your school, because you get a budget and you manage it and you deal with the politics of different people. Like there's so many ways to get that exposure and be around people who want something out of their lives. But then like as you get older, I'm in the National Society of Black Engineers. I'm in the Women in Product or the Black Product Managers group. And there, or even I was just in a mastermind group with another group of Black entrepreneurs, Black female entrepreneurs, some of them who have businesses for 20, 25 years. And that's where I go, I'm having this problem with my employee, or, you know, what kind of benefits are you offering and things like that. Like you have to find kind of those people who can relate, and making sure that you're asking for things from people who actually have the skills and the resources to bless you with that.
That's awesome. I like that.
Now,
I like that.
But the main thing, Jasmine, is how for you, as having your business and grown your business to where it is now, and you still working your 9 to 5.
That's true.
I just want you to explain to me, because I know some people be like, I'm confused because we trying to lead a 9 to 5. Jasmine's still on the 9 to 5. What is Jasmine doing? What is Jasmine finding so passionate about what you're doing on your 9 to 5 that keeps you there?
So the truth is I wanted to be in engineering, specifically robotics, since I was 8 years old. That was still when I was doing patenting, but it was before I lost my hair, right? So I told you, my sisters got like roller skates and dolls and stuff for Christmas. I was getting microscopes and craft sets, and like I was always a builder, a creator. Like, that's just my preference. And And so, you know, for me, when I lost my hair and started the business, I sometimes jokingly say, like, this was the most profitable distraction I've ever had from the thing that I actually wanted to do. But when I think about it, if I take a step back and I really think about it, and this is the answer I'll like truly give you, is that I work in technology, which has transformed every aspect of how we live. And I also work in the beauty space, which helps us define our identity and how we exist in the world. These are the, in my opinion, these are the two most influential industries in the entire world.
Yes, exactly.
Why would I take my hand out of either of those pots, right? If I can both be a dynamic representation of what beauty really is, that good hair is healthy hair, that we can see who we are and celebrate the self-love, and also be in that room where we're deciding the technology that brings equity, diversity, and inclusion into the world, and like be a part of that conversation, I want that. I want to build and create the future. And I also want us to feel emboldened and empowered enough to participate in it. I'm delighted. I'm delighted, and it is my honor to serve in both those respects. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's not a choice that I'm ready to make yet.
No, but I see your passion in just talking about it, because Amira tells me that all the time. I'm an HR, you know, director. I do that. I do leadership coaching here in the state of Texas, which is awesome. I love it. And she's like, well, girl, when you gonna go on and just, when you gonna cut that? I absolutely enjoy what I do, because I get the opportunity to go into some of the most, you know, disenfranchised neighborhoods and talk about, this is how you apply for a job. This is what you do to get empowered. I also work with getting financial literacy. So I get to actually tell young girls who are freshmen in high school, because that's when I like to get them, that this is what you do. This is how you manage yourself. Some of them had never heard of a credit card, right? So I get to do that, but I do my 9 to 5 because I love it, and I'm not ready to give it up yet. I love my business, but I love my 9 to 5. I absolutely do.
It's a privilege. I will say it is an absolute privilege to be living my childhood dream twice over, right? Like some people, they have the job that they have because they need to eat, they have bills to pay, they have a family to support, and I totally respect that. And when you find that your passion is not in what you're doing in your 9 to 5, like when you kick off that side hustle, I respect that as a way for you to find space for what is truly you. And I think that transition is totally possible. And I've definitely coached a number of people through that transition or through sustaining the balance, right? You know, I'm not married, I don't have kids yet. And I know it's just going to get increasingly complicated as my life evolves. But I think if you can find a way to do what you need to do to survive, and also find a way, you know, to make room for your passion, your creativity, and what really lights you on fire, that, I mean, that's what we should be striving for. But I just don't want to neglect, like, that it is a privilege to have a job that you enjoy, that, you know, not just to put food on the table, you know?
Yeah, and I think that's what a lot of people say is, I don't want to work a job just to put food on the table. I want to work a job that I love so much, I don't want to leave it, regardless if I have a multi-million-dollar business or not. And people can say every day, you're crazy. Why are you still on your job? But I mean, but how are you balancing? How are you able to balance that weight? Because I mean,
that's the question, Jasmine.
It's a lot now.
That's the real question.
That is the question.
It's a lot. I'm not gonna pretend. I'm not gonna be like, it's easy. All you have to do is 1, 2, 3. No, it's a lot. It's a lot. But the thing is, the 9 to 5 is 9 to 5, right? And I'm fortunate that like I'm not working on some like mission critical system at the moment, right? So like, if I don't make this plan for this robot, nothing's on fire. Nobody's gonna lose their life. I mean, right now, right? So it's legit 9 to 5, right? It's a 40-hour, sometimes, you know, 50, 60-hour, you know, job, you know, but it stays within his confines of his boxes, right? I can close my work laptop. I can stop responding to emails. I can turn that chat off. My business is so much more flexible than that, right? You know, I might have, like, even today, I had, you know, 7 a.m., 8 a.m. meetings with the team talking about marketing, branding, pitching, preparing for a brunch that we're hosting on Sunday. And then it hit 9 o'clock and I switched gears, did that job, you know, worked through meetings,
I like that.
walk, had lunch, you know, talked to my sister, you know, went back in, did my emails, did an interview, blah, blah, blah. It hit 5 o'clock, boom, I'm here with y'all, hanging out. After this, you know, I'm probably gonna stretch, go out to dinner with a friend. It's Friday night, like, wear my mask.
Can I just say I love you?
Like, amazing. You know what? I'm gonna say, God,
Fit it
time
in.
management is on your side, girl. You got that time
I have
management
learned. It has
down.
been almost 17 years that I've been running this business.
Right.
And I've worked at, Microsoft, I've worked at Facebook. I have found a way, that transparency of like, hey, sometimes people take off because their spouse is sick. Sometimes people take off work because they got to do show and tell at their kid's school. For me, sometimes I need to take off because I need to go see what's going on at the warehouse, or,
Right.
we're having this event in Fashion Week, and that's just how I use my PTO. Nobody's going to tell me how to use my PTO.
Wow.
If I wasn't
Right.
crushing it at my job, people would be like, hey, I think we have concerns about your extracurriculars. Nobody has said a darn thing about how I spend my
Right.
time, anything, right? It is just like building and building on each other, right? So for example, in 2017, I was named on the Forbes 30 under 30 list for the work that I was doing at Microsoft. You don't think that exposure validated my skills or gave me visibility at all as an entrepreneur? Of course it did.
Yeah.
Of course it did. I bring that entrepreneurial mindset to my engineering work day after day. I bring those leadership skills, that communication skills, that user empathy skills to the other organization. I mean, it allows me to have flexibility in travel. It gives me supplemental income. I mean, we talk about multiple revenue sources, which
That's right. We need 7.
Is the industry. Okay.
Yes.
So why y'all asking? I'm asking, like, what are you doing with your time? What are you doing with your time? Because I got
Yeah.
That time management is, I mean, tell you something. I think that's just a skill that we have to learn to develop. You just got to unpack because it's like, it's do or die. I got to get this together.
I mean, if you want, you make it happen, right? I'll give you one like concrete recommendation, because I'm not a master of these things. I'm trying. But a book that was really helpful for me is called Living Forward. I recommend it. Is a book that guides you through creating a life plan. And I'll just say the number one thing out of that book is that it helps you prioritize every aspect of your life, right? So, if you're a person of faith, is your faith your number one priority? What's after that? Is it your personal health, or is it your finances, or is it your career? Or is your career more important to you than your friends? I mean, you make a distinct stack rank of those things. And so when I'm making a decision of, do I send more emails or do I go for a walk, right? That's me choosing what's more important than me, my health or my career. And I'm consciously making those choices all day long until they become habit, right? Until I've made space for what matters to me. So for example, I had a job once where I commuted to work. It was a 20-minute walk in the morning. So, right. But I also had a goal to deepen my relationship with my family, because I'm living on the other side of the country from them. So Monday through Friday, I picked a different member of my family. And during that 20-minute walk, I would give them a call. And if they didn't answer, I would leave them a voicemail, let them know what's going on in my life, and just use that time to fit it in. You know what I mean? I could have been listening to podcasts. I could have been listening to music during that walk. I could be in my own space, but I was like, this is the moment. This is the time that I've carved out to prioritize what matters. Yeah.
And I love that.
That's amazing.
Like I still
see
you get it in. You make it
happen. And still crushing in every area. That's my point. I mean,
yes.
It seems, but it sounds like it's effortless, because everything that you have your hand in, it's passion. For years, I was an academic advisor, and I would always tell my students that the day what you do becomes work, it's time to leave it. You need to always go into it as if it's your passion, because when the day-to-day operations start driving you crazy, it's the passion that's going to allow you to keep going. Because the day that it becomes work, you're like, oh my God, I don't want to do this. Then you've lost it. It's time to walk away. But it sounds as if you thoroughly enjoy every aspect of what you're doing. And that's where I think a lot of women, some people are not enjoying what they're doing every day. And I think that's where they need to get to and kind of reevaluate, is this my passion? Is this what I was put in this earth to do?
Yeah. And it's scary because it's scary because it's a risk, right? To leave what you know for what you don't know. And what I will say is that you don't have to get it right on the first time, right? Just trying something new, just reaching out, just making a slight tweak that here and there and getting it wrong, it's fine. I mean, in my tech career, I've worked in gaming, I've worked in AR, VR, I've worked in accessibilities, I worked on a blood donations team. I've done so many different things. People are like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm trying to figure out, like, how do I get to robotics, right? How can I make this a real job and not just something that I've seen in the movies, right? And it just took all that time. When I look back and I go, okay, I saw this movie when I was 29 now. So it took me almost 20 years to get this job, right? To get the schooling and the credentials and the confidence and the skill set to be ready to deliver at this level. And so it's just like, if someone would have told me, oh yeah, it's going to take you this long to get there, I think I would have been disheartened. So I just want to encourage people that you don't have to get it right the first time. It's not going to be the next move doesn't have to be the last move, and it shouldn't be.
Right.
It should just be the
Right.
next move. Just let it be what it is. Learn from it, grow from it, keep it moving.
Learn from it, grow from it, and keep it moving. That's my
I-
new
I-
Facebook
look.
post. It will be my Facebook post.
That's
You
what we
will see
all,
this
I think, in
girl.
business. I think that's what we all, we wanna joy in every aspect of our life, but being able to make sure we put self-care first
Mhm.
in growing any business. I don't, in working your 9 to 5, because
Not
sometimes we
working
get
life.
so lost in the shuffle of the day-to-day
Yes.
routine. We lose us in the process, even being a mom, being a
Mhm.
wife, you know, you lose yourself in the process and you're trying to keep up with the pace
Yeah.
that we lose sight, and we're trying to build a business. We're trying to do this, we're trying to do that. And I
Mhm.
find it so amazing that you've literally strategically pieced your life together, but you put everything in perspective
Yeah.
Mhm.
in the process. And I think that's where my huge takeaway would be, is being able to micromanage
Yeah.
and being able to juggle more and trying to get that perspective of what is first on your list,
Yes.
you know?
Yes.
And because see, when you fall apart, everything falls apart, because who's gonna carry the weight you carry?
Yeah.
I'll say prioritization and delegation are probably, like, besides time management, absolutely critical, right? The fact that I can say I don't do things I don't want to do, right? That
Yeah.
itself is a privilege, right? I don't do things I don't. If I don't want to do it, I need to figure out a
Right.
way to get that
Right.
out of my life, right? There's some
Right.
stuff that's like, maybe you're in that responsibility, right? Like, you can't not feed your kids if you don't want to feed your kids, but if you don't want to feed your kids, that's a whole separate note. Like, prioritizing what matters to you is absolutely critical. And then beyond that, like, as an entrepreneur, if you need help, if you can't do all the things you need to do, you either need to change the pace, right? Change these timelines.
Yes.
They're arbitrary. You made them up, right?
Right.
You have to change the pace that you can work, or you need to bring in people to support and take on those responsibilities. I think where
Yeah.
the burnout comes is when you have too much on your shoulder, too much on your plate, and you're still trying to do it all instead of recognizing, okay, I found it. This is my limit, right? This is my limit, and I need to stop. I need a break. I need some help. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I just had a conversation with my manager yesterday, being like, okay, I've got, these 10 projects that I'm working on. I need to
Right.
transition this over to somebody else because I can't go as deep as I want to in this other
Right.
project, or I need to do more strategic thinking. And if I'm moving from this, then I'm not
Right.
going to go deep enough in there. And, and we made it happen. We made a plan because we were able to prioritize of the projects, what needs to get done now and what can wait till later. And that's
Right.
something that I had to step up and advocate for myself. So I'm saying, in your life, advocate for yourself. Like you said,
Yeah.
make time for your self-care, make time for you.
I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Because a lot of times we choose so much over ourselves. We don't. If you're not choosing you, who gonna choose you?
That's right.
So we have to make that. And I have been very guilty of being that person who I don't mind helping you. I don't mind doing it. I'm mine now, child. I'm mine. I'm mine.
Say no. Let your yes be your yes. Let your no be your no. I think that's
Yeah.
one of the most
It's funny
powerful
that's
weapons.
scriptural, but it's amazing how I think sometimes we don't look at how what scriptural is for today.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so helpful, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, that's the basic instructions before leaving Earth.
Now let me ask you a question, Jasmine. How were you able to structure your team as you started to get older? Because you move out of that teen
Yeah.
and you move to that early 20 stage. And
Mhm.
as you begin to grow into your role, because then it now became more evident of who you were in your
Right.
position. How were you able to structure your team while trying to go to school? Because then you went back and got your master's. How are you trying to do all of this and build a team, and you had your personal life and your own ambitions that you had going on? How were you able to do all of that?
Okay. The first one, there was trust, and then there was transparency, and then there's ownership.
Yeah.
Those are the three
Oh,
things I'll touch on. So I had to build trust with the people that I brought onto my team. Like my vice president, Lori, we're over a decade we've worked together now. She's like a second mother to me, right? We are partners in this. I know who she is. I know where her values are. I've seen her prior work. I trust her fully. And when we were doing a transition of responsibilities between the two of us, when I was getting ready to go to Georgia Tech to go to my undergrad, it was just like, okay, this is every entrepreneur's fear, to put their business in the hands of, someone else or some other group and see what's going to happen. And she came through. She always comes through, right?
Mhm.
And I finished school. She was becoming a mother. She was having a very difficult pregnancy. And we're like, okay, let's set the appropriate expectation, that transparency, with her being like, look, I'm going to need to take a step back. I'm going to need to, and I do the same thing. I'm like, okay, let me step up. Let's bring you in some help. Let's spend the right money to get you what you need. Same deal. I was like, okay, team, I'm going to go to grad school. I'm putting in my applications right now. So like, don't be surprised when 6 months from now, I got to take a step back. I gotta, so like, what stuff can I double down on and get done early? This transparency and communication between the team, it holds us all accountable, and it allows us to understand when we need to step up and when we can step back and coordinate that. And then the last thing I say is ownership, right? I don't have time to micromanage my team. I just don't. So
I
I have to
love
hire
that part.
people.
Love that
I
part
hire
right
people
there.
who are good at what they do,
I'm putting that in the chat.
who want to own what they do, who want to be on top of it, who want to grow. If you're looking for an opportunity for leadership, for independence, right? That's what I want as someone on my team, because what I can give you is a clear vision, clear mission, clear objective, clear values, who we are, what are we doing, why are we doing it, and here's how your role facilitates our success.
Yes.
That's it. That's what I feel like my spot is as a leader, right? I maintain our integrity. I help look towards the future. I bring in other opportunities, right? I'm in there with formulation and giving feedback on influencers and like who we partner with and who we don't partner with. What is our mission? Like, that's me. I know my role. And then I just expect everybody to step up and do the same thing, right? We have a very small, very close-knit team for that very reason, that trust, that transparency, and that ownership over what we contribute to the company.
And they share in your vision as well. It sounds like they're just as passionate about your vision. And that's what I do when I'm hiring people. I need somebody who's almost going to come in. I need you to be able to share in my vision, where I want to see this department or this organization go. And that sounds like you have that sort of staff, which is why I try to encourage other entrepreneurs. Don't just hire someone or team up with someone because it feels good. You literally have to, like you said, take some ownership. You have to be able to let them know that, hey, this is my mission, and you need to find out and inquire, are you in this with me? Because you can take time off to go to grad school, but if you've already embedded in your team that this is who Jasmine is, this is my company, this is my baby, this is what we're about, and you can see that they share that as well, you taking time off was, okay, they got it.
The other thing is, like, it's not even, I didn't take any time off. Oh gosh, I just tried to do less, right? I was, not completely removed, but I will say the one thing about hiring that is really, really important is we cannot pretend like these relationships should not be mutually beneficial. So it's not just about, you're coming to work for me, this is my vision. If you don't believe in it, like, you can get the step in. No, it's about, okay, what do you want to learn? What do you want to grow? What skills or opportunities are you looking for in your next role? And I can let you know, like, are these opportunities going to exist down the road? So for example, Brianna, she's a member of our team. She started as an intern working in the marketing space, right? And now she has grown in her career. She's grown in her responsibility and her ownership, because she's not afraid to speak up and say, hey, I'd really love to learn this new space, right? Moving into working with chatbots or text-based messaging, whatever happens to be. And we're like, okay, pitch the program. Right. Like, pitch it to the board. We'll see if we can make the budget for it. Like, let's go. I mean, these are skills that, she it would break my heart, but if she chose to move on, she would still be marketable, right? She would have marketing skills that she can bring and grow in her career. And I love being in a place where people can come and grow and invest and, like, make this impact in women's lives and feel good that they're not just getting taken away from, right? But they're getting opportunities to build themselves. So that's what I look for in an employer, and that's the type of employer that I try to be.
I like that.
I love that.
I think that's great, because like I said, you want to be like a family. I tell people like that. I mean, I get it. Well, we just hiring people that, you work and you do what you specialize in, because I don't do what you do. So I need you to do that thing, girl. I need you to work your magic, It's like that dialogue of when you're laid back and you're that type of owner where you're like, look, this is who I am. This is my personality. I'm not stiff. I'm not cold. I'm down to earth, and this is who I am. And they have to mesh with that. Because if we can't click,
Yeah.
Ain't gonna-
Yeah, no, it's tough. They know me. I think one of my growth opportunities probably as a leader is, you know, when we're doing our check-ins and our team sync, I'm like, oh yeah, but then you could also do this, you could also do that. I'm always adding a new way or another thing. And I respect that they're able to come to me and be like, oh, you know what? Maybe next quarter, Jasmine. Or like, you know what I mean? Like,
I like that.
But that
no, but not
that's
right
a sign of
now.
a good leader.
Let's do this. Let's do that. Can we do that too?
Yeah, I mean, but I feel that for my job as well, right? I feel that from my 9 to 5 when I have a leadership team, I'm a CEO that I've got to report to who's like, wouldn't it be cool if we blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, it would be cool, you know, and I will get to it. I totally will, you know, or let's talk about what where we're going to reprioritize. So I had time to do that and all the other things I was already doing. So I empathize. That's the one thing I do like about, you know, being in both worlds, is that I can totally empathize.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It definitely gives you perspective for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
think
don't know.
that's the exciting part about. I mean, I think it's overall what you do. I think it's also fun. You know, how people-
Yeah.
you still gotta have fun.
Yeah.
It can't just be, I'm going in again. It's
Yeah.
gotta be fun. I mean, even on both sides, you love both worlds, and I think that's where the balance is.
Right.
You don't have
If
to
you've ever
choose
been to
one or the
Curl
other.
Fest or if you've ever been to Essence Fest, I mean, being around beautiful Black women who are investing in
Yes.
themselves, or World Natural Hair Show. I mean, I miss this stuff because, you know, pandemic life, but
Yeah.
being in these communities, I mean, even going to gaming conferences, like I had a trip where I went to this gaming conference in Cologne, Germany. We were there for a week, all expenses paid. And then they were like, yeah, just come back when you come back. You know, here's a return business class ticket. And so I spent another extra couple days in Paris. Like,
Yes, I like that.
One of our offices like had a ball pit in it, or, you know, like having, you know, amazing food catered for you at the office. I mean, this is an amazing experience that I'm so blessed with. And so I'm just trying to like take advantage
Take
of
it all in, girl.
Oh, you see, she
Yeah.
right
My
now.
life.
I think I just took some of that in. Take that all in.
Hey, let me tell you something. It is great. I mean, and I'm wondering because I know I had the question coming in. So for me, a woman who is natural underneath all of these extensions, I'm ready to transition out. So I'm like, okay, am I the only one who says the transition is real, honey? How do you make that What would you say to that woman who want to come away from the perms and all of that and want to transition into natural hair care? And what products do you have that you think that would help? Because the number one question that I hear a lot of women ask, and I've asked it myself, is that I want to do that, and I've been a slave to the perm for years, right? Yeah. And I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I'm just like, I want to do it. What does that transition look like, and what products do you have that would totally help that woman transition?
Yeah, I'll just say there is no one size fits all path. Let me just say that, right? We were just talking earlier before we started, like how diverse and different even just the four of us are in our textures and our preferences and our colors and our, you know what I mean? Yes, girl, you better flex
Listen, this texture right here.
I'm loving it. Okay, yeah, so there's no one size fits all, right? I know like a lot of people are a fan of the big chop. Sometimes the big chop is not the move for everybody. Some people just like to grow it out and slowly. And you know what? I'm not gonna say like I have a preference, right? What I will say is that regardless of the state of your hair and where you are and where you're trying to go, you have to focus on the health of your hair. And the best way to ensure you're taking care of your hair is to have some type of routine or consistent regimen of like what you're doing to clean and style and maintain your hair for whatever your goal ends up being, right? Not everybody's goal is, you know, a hair down to their butt, right? Not everybody's goal is that. Some people just like, you know, they want a short look, or they want to play with color, or they want to try, you know, they want to try extensions or wigs or whatever it happens to be. Just, you know, set your goal and work for you. But I would say a regimen where you are cleansing, conditioning, and styling your hair in a way that works for you. And I would say number one like tip I would say is just to be patient with yourself. This is like,
that's it.
Be patient, right? Your hair is not going to immediately turn into what you're seeing in models or Instagram or YouTube. You have to embrace the version of it that is yours and own it. And if you're not at that point where you have that full confidence. I think there are so many things that can like help support you. Like I just went on Amazon and got some headband wigs just to play around, right? Again, I'm all about customer empathy, right? I'm having a horrible hair day. I got to get out the house right now. Blah, 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 right? I'm talking about exceptions to the rule, not every day, exceptions, right? I threw it on and I went out to the store and I was like, huh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, interesting, cool, right? I never tried that, right? I just went for it. Or like, you know, when you're taking your braids out, right? And you want to start from the middle. So in case you got to go somewhere where you're not finished, you could, we work with what we have, right? And nobody should be shaming you for your wigs or your weaves or your caps or your pads or your scarves or your head wraps. I think it's all a part of that transition and you feeling comfortable with wherever you are, whatever language you happen to be at. So now to the product recommendations, it really just depends, right? We are a needs-based product organization. And so I would just say, I have a bunch of favorites that work for me, right? I use the peppermint tea tree shampoo because I work out a lot. I have a Peloton. I just did my 100th ride. I work out a lot. So there's a lot of sweat and bacteria like building up on my scalp. And I like to have a deep, clarifying clean. Some people don't like for their hair to feel completely cleansed and completely stripped.
I loved it.
Like that, right? Some people prefer a co-wash or conditioning shampoo. So see, there we go. They prefer like a moisturizing shampoo. For me, I'm like, get it all out there. Clean it, fresh start every time. So I would say go to the website, look on there based on what your hair concern is. You know, are you having thinning hair? Are you having itchy scalp? You know, are you trying to keep that moisture in there? You know, a lot of times color dry out your hair. You know, do you need a leave-in? Do you mind putting water in your hair? Does the style you currently have, like if I have a twist out, I don't necessarily want to be putting water directly on my hair. But you know what I mean? Like maybe I use a steamer or different things like that. There's a lot, but I would say our website is a really great place to get informed. But I would say focus on what you need, right? Focus on what your body is telling you that you need and then complement that with a healthy lifestyle, right? If you're not drinking enough water, there's not enough moisturizer in the world that's gonna keep your hair healthy. If you're not eating, you know, proteins and vegetables, like you're just not giving yourself literally the materials to grow. Okay. Same thing with your skin, right? If you're not, you know, taking your vitamins or doing whatever you need to, you better glow, girl, right? You just asking for it. So I would say it's a holistic strategy. It's not just about what you put on it. It's about what goes into your body. It's the energy you carry yourself with. It's your stress levels. It's a lot. And that transition will press on your stress levels and your confidence, belief in yourself. So I would just say we are here for it. You can definitely message us, like email us, Instagram, like I reach out. I mean, send us photos. Like we have a section on our website where you can share with us your hair story.
Really? I like that.
They have inspired so many new products where people say, oh, I wish I had this. Like we did a college tour a couple years back. We did several of them. I love meeting with college students. And they were like, look, your products are affordable, but we are really trying to ball on a budget, right? What can we do? So creatively, it's like, okay, how can we create like a 2-in-1 product, right? Or these products that can be used on both your hair and skin, right? That was the inspiration for our hair and body butter. We're just trying to seal in moisture, right? On your scalp and on your skin and on your hair, right? And so it's just like hearing people's hair stories and letting us know, what are you struggling with? What are your hair concerns? Like, what is your lifestyle like even, right? Because it's going to be different for a college student who's trying to get their hair done during finals week versus a mother of two who's trying to prepare for, this month's date night, right?
You're trying to figure out your client because at the same time, you're trying to juggle. You just created two different people. A mother on the go, and then you got a college student in finals. I don't have time. Like me, I'm water and just curling solution. Put the water on, you curl, we ready to go. That's
Yeah, she's trying to put it out there. She got that good stuff.
No, for me, I take a half day. I like to twist my own hair. I'm not like, I like to lean into it. I'm drinking tea all day. I'm ordering.
I love it.
My wash day is a me day. It's my spa day. It's my don't talk to me day. My day of solitude. That's how I do it.
See, I saw it. See, I saw the passion she said it with. I said, did you hear?
Saying it with all passion coming through it. You just heard. You just look at it. She's taking it to the head.
She's taking the tea now.
That's what I'm saying. Look, Work is done. We just vibing. We just chit chatting.
Yeah, I love it.
Ain't nobody here, just us talking.
It's just us girls. We just chatting. I love that though. I mean, seriously, because we really have to self-care, I think, from the inside out. You know, we put a lot of focus on here, but you know, we really have, it has to be a collaborative effort, I think, because I know a lot of women who put all this together and crushing on the inside. So, I mean, we really have to find a way to just kind of self-care the whole woman. You know what I mean? So I like that.
Because we
I think hair has been, oh, sorry, please, Amara, please.
Oh, no, go ahead, Jasmine.
I was just gonna say, I think hair and the way that we look has been an oppressive force in our lives for many years. And the freedom that comes with owning your physical appearance, choosing your outfits, loving your body, loving your hair, your skin, learning, listening to yourself. This is just, I mean, that's like ownership over your life, right? That's like a sense of control and patience and self-love that I think once you have for yourself, you will seek out and want for other people, right? You'll want them to love, like, or you want to love them in the same way that you have found that has enriched and blessed your own life. So really encourage people, like you said, to do that self-love. Take that time to take care of yourself.
Because I mean, I think a lot of times we don't look at, you know, people always say, you know, we as women, we go to the beauty shop and we get our hair done, and you that's literally your self-care day, is going to get your hands and your feet done. You know, when you got to take time out for you, and then you're a better person when I come back to you. You know, after I had that time off, you come to me, we can talk about numbers, we can talk about
yes.
You make kids feel good, then I'll say yes.
Yes, I'm here for it. I took care of me. What can I do?
Yeah,
what
can I do for you?
What can I do for you? Because I'm good. I've asked for what I needed. I made space for me. I took care of me. What can I do for you?
Right.
You know?
Right.
Y'all just make it sound so good to wash your own hair.
It does. I'm in the shower just like with my speaker, just like listening. Oh yes.
She's just like, yeah.
But Jasmine, when you're in the shower, but when you're in the shower using your conditioner, your products, do you ever look at the bottle and say, I own this?
You know, no, I don't. What I do sometimes when I'm testing new formulations, I'm like, okay. This is the notes that I'm gonna, you know, send to the team, or like, oh no, this is fantastic, right? So it's more like when I'm using something that I feel like we've mastered and we've established, or something that has won an award or has gotten tons of feedback on, like our Curl Define Cream or our co-op, I do have a sense of pride being like, it is good, isn't it? It is good, right?
Yeah. You know what? That's the best accolade, I think.
Yes.
It's not what others say. It's about, this is really doing it. It's like you talking to yourself. Is like, you know, we always say, oh, this person thinks you're wonderful. Oh, they think your product's so great. But at the end of the day, when you stand in that shower, girl, and you shampoo in that hair, you like,
oh yes, I do appreciate the customer feedback. I appreciate the customer feedback because it does help me look beyond myself and recognize that like my texture is not the only texture, or my, you know, I'm not the only, right? I'm not trying to get everybody to get like me. I truly want to be out there to serve, but you're right. When I'm sitting there, I'm like, yep, I love this.
She said, God did this.
I just hope everybody, when I'm in the shower using my products, I just hope everybody else who has the opportunity to use them is also feeling this.
Yeah.
Good, right? Feeling this great, like taking this moment for themselves, right? We talk about this a lot on the team, right? It's a very centering visualization for us, right? We talk about where our products make contact with people the most often, right? It's not just, I mean, if we've made the jump from the shelf, you know, into your bathroom, we are with you when you are naked and alone and vulnerable and thinking your thoughts and letting the water rush over you to decide, when I get out the shower, the next thing I'm going to do is what, right? That moment of being beside you in that moment, that is an honor and a privilege, right? And so we want to bring you the best. We want to make impact there, right? We want to help you address your goals.
I think that's,
why did I see a whole commercial as she was saying that? You know, I just saw a whole commercial.
Shower with you naked. I was like,
Like I want to be coming out and saying,
wow. About it, like, y'all are in the shower with us naked.
Yes.
And that is my place. Like the showers, that's like, I don't know, that's like the best space.
It's almost sacred. It's almost sacred, right? You lock the door, you got your music
with anything.
It could be your only, it could be honestly for some people, it could be your only 10 minutes, 15 minutes alone.
Right.
Yes, say it,
We want you
girl.
thinking about you.
You
We
don't
want you
want to come
thinking about
out.
you.
Oh, 3
That's-
kids. Lock the door. Please.
Yes. But I love that. I mean, and just looking at it, and because I definitely don't like to leave God out of any conversation, it is just so remarkable the blessing that he's given you. I mean, like you said, you
Yes.
are definitely living the dream. And the good thing is that at 30, we still got so much more we get to pull out of you. You know what I mean? I can't wait to see what's beyond 30, what's 31 gonna look like. But I hope it serves as an inspiration to other young women, one that maybe didn't start it at 13, 14, but could be starting it today, that one, it's never too late. But just to see the passion that you speak about, you know, what you have going on. I wish that I wish that for myself, to just be just deeply engrossed and in love with what I do. But knowing that God did all of that because it was all his hand. I just see it.
I cannot contest that at all. It is absolutely true. And I'm so grateful and so thankful for that every morning. I know that, like, you know, so many of the opportunities, right? Even getting into Walmart for the first time, that was all him, right? That was all preparation. That was all guidance, all the networks, all the opportunities, all the, do you know what I mean? I mean, and you know, even just like not changing the name, right? Been pressured to do that in the past and to keep it as EDEN BodyWorks, because that's a foundational part of, you know, of who I am as a person. You know, I'm not trying to offend or offset other people, but I have to be true to who I am and kind of honor it in that way. And so if we talk about sacrificial life, right, which is I feel like the foundation of my faith, the sacrificial life, the things that I do out of love. And I use the gifts that have been given to me to uplift and encourage other people. I mean, if we could all live our lives that way, with that heart forward, giving mentality, and we're so less concerned of having to take care of ourselves because God's got this. Like, it's just the generosity just overflows.
Yes.
And I really do try and stay oriented to that. Some days I am frustrated. Some days I do want more. Some days I do feel lost and confused and like I gotta reset. But you know what? I just, you know, I take it back.
But you know,
I read my basic
that's the human
instructions.
side of us. And I think
The basic instructions before leaving Earth.
But that's
I
what
just,
people want.
I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Okay. I can make it. I'm gonna choose my steps, but you're gonna pave the path, right? I know that there are truths in there. There are truths for me, and they resonate.
Yeah. I love it.
Jasmine, now, have you ever thought about, now these years, of mentoring somebody?
Oh,
I was getting ready to ask that exact same question in a different way.
I do. I actually just started. I just started using this new platform called Super Peer, and that's where I've been doing most of my mentoring of different people who are trying to get into product management, trying to brainstorm and start their own businesses. So yeah, I'll definitely send you a link. Maybe you can include it in the post. But yeah, I've got time carved out, cut aside for people to step in, and so. What they do is they actually pay a fee for the mentoring, and I donate those fees to the network for teaching entrepreneurship, right?
Wow.
Because they invest in the next generation.
I love that.
So it is, for me, it is a win, right? I invest in you, like, this is, you know, you're giving me this much so I can invest in the same organization that made such a huge investment in my life. That 2-week business camp gave me the confidence and the skills and the strength and the support, honestly, to even get this business off the ground, which has led to me having the confidence to pursue tech fearlessly. Fearlessly. So yeah, that's really what I've been doing. But I mean, I've got, you know, come my way, send me a message, send me a DM. Let's see what we can do, because I'm all for encouraging and uplifting others. I think there's a slice of pie for everyone. I don't want to be selfish.
I love it.
That's what I'm talking about. I like what you just said. It's a slice of pie for everybody. Everybody can come to the table and get fed. It's enough to go around. And people have to understand that no matter what industry, we can be in the same industry. But we have this like this. We do the same thing, but we have a different sauce.
Right.
You have a different way of doing it. I got a different way of doing it. You know, but at the end of the day, we have the same common goal, is to serve. And whatever capacity that may be in, that's our job. That's our goal to do, is to be of service. So as long as we're doing that, shoot, we can do this.
Let's do it. Let's partner and let's build on. You know what I mean? Let's support.
I think that's just what life is really about, right?
Right.
Life is about service, and sales is a way of life.
Yeah.
Motivational speaking is a way of life. Networking is a way of
Way
life.
of life.
Right.
It is. We
But
network.
life truly is
anywhere you go,
about
you
service.
networking.
Yeah. I mean, networking, some people make networking feel like so cold, so
It is not.
is
Is
it
it?
doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be, right?
Right.
If you understand who am I, what do I have to offer? What is my and you bring, I think this is my key word for 2021 is curiosity, right?
Yeah.
How can you bring a sense of curiosity and asking, oh,
I
tell me
like
more
that.
about you. Tell me more about your businesses. Tell me more
Right.
about your experiences. It might not be relevant to what I need, but what I really love about my VP, and maybe you all love doing this, but is connecting two people where I'm like, oh, you're a doctor? Oh, my friend was like just applying to medical school. Like,
See, I love that.
That's it. That's it. Because I
Because
can.
she like,
That's
yeah,
it. If I can't help you, I know somebody who can.
that's right.
There you
That's
go.
right.
To be together. We're supposed to be connected. We're all
Exactly.
girlfriends.
That's right. I love it.
I don't have words.
I hope everyone's, I know you're over there bubbling over, Shauna. You're about
You
to
know,
pass
y'all, I
out.
love everything about relationships, and
Yes.
and especially when you see that other people get it. It's not hard.
Right.
It's just being able to show up with some integrity, be
Yeah.
trustworthy,
Yeah.
deliver value.
Right.
You know, just it's not hard.
No.
Right.
I get emotional.
What gets in the way? What gets in the way? If I can like ask you a question, what gets in the way of people being authentic, of people, you know, engaging and building relationships authentically?
Confidence. I find a lot of times that when a person shows up and they feel awkward, or they feel like they don't know what to say, or maybe they feel like somebody might not take, you know, what they do is not as grand or better than what somebody else does. A lot of times it's rooted in confidence.
Yeah.
A lot of times people don't really know how to show up authentically and just be themselves. And then they don't know how to network as themselves. And what I mean by that is, if you're an introvert, then you don't have to step outside of being an introvert to be a power networker. You already are one.
Oh, you're not an introverter. You're an introvert.
Really?
I live alone. I love the quiet. Yeah.
Really?
Oh my God.
I never would have guessed that.
I never would have.
I don't love crowds. I don't love the whole like social interact. Like even this is like, this is draining for me. You know,
absolutely.
I love doing it because I know the impact of the work, right? But I also, tomorrow, it's just me, you know. I gotta make time to recharge my batteries.
But see, I love that about you is you shut it off. You can cut it on and shut it off.
I mean, you do what you got to do to survive in life, right? I've gained the skills and I've learned how to take advantage of it, but I also know what I need to be taking care of myself.
Wow.
And
so would that be an ambivert?
Ambivert?
Is that ambivert? Because she can kind of go in and out. Because that's the way I feel. I can be in a crowd, but at some point I want to come out, and I'm, you know.
No, so an ambivert, they have both characteristics, and a lot of times they recharge like an introvert, right? But they can go into a crowd and absorb energy and become the life of the party, so to speak, right?
Oh, I don't know about that, but I can be in it.
The life of the party,
it's not my preference. It's not my preference. I think I get enough. I get enough
I'm the
space.
life of the party.
Enough shine.
We're gonna do this today.
I'm a wallflower. I'm a wallflower. You gotta get. Somebody's gotta get me going.
Are you serious, Jasmine? I'll be like, come on, Jazz, let's go.
That an introvert, you see it coming out. It's like,
she's like, I'm
she's like, oh no.
I like to listen and hear. I talk enough. I'm a more person who will ask, like I just did. I'll ask you a question so I can stop talking and just be like,
oh, really? But you know what? The beauty of that is, it as an introvert, it allows you to learn more about or hear more about this person, to say, is this somebody that I can align with? Listening is a superpower, right?
Yeah.
Extroverts, we have to learn how to do that because we talk all the daggone.
Yeah.
We're gonna give you everything, right? Introverts don't do that. So when you begin to say, okay, I'm powerful in this way, and that's how you network. Okay, a networking event can last 2-3 hours sometimes. But boo, go in there for 45 minutes to an hour, connect with who you need to connect with, and do STEM. It's
Yes.
that simple.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have to
That's
our
learn how to
strategy.
move.
Hey, look at
and
her.
shake
Up,
it out.
be
You
seen,
know, this
get
my
some
stuff.
cards.
Hey, look, there you go. Jasmine said, I'll give you 45. We out.
Like, that is it. I have done my allotted time. We're done,
Yeah.
right? We're done.
Right, because it's a lot. Introverts have to build themselves up just to walk out the door. Then they
Yeah.
gotta come back
This
home
whole
and build
pandemic was,
themselves
at the
up
beginning,
again.
I was like, this is nice. I don't have to go anywhere. Even now, there are days where I will take meetings with my camera off just to get a little less screen time.
Yeah.
Or like
You
take it
have
on my
to.
phone and just do a walk by myself so I feel less, anyway.
Yeah, I understand
But
that.
it makes a difference. It makes such a difference because it allows you to be empowered as who you are. You
Yeah.
don't
Right.
feel outside of yourself. So the awkwardness goes away. Your confidence is built, right?
Right.
So a lot of times it is just rooted in confidence because you don't feel who wants to be taken out of their space, so to speak.
Yeah.
And when it comes to networking, people feel like they have to step outside of their space and they show up with these representatives. You know, the
Right.
people want to meet.
Right.
They show up with these representatives.
How are you? Hey, it's nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Oh my God. The whole voice, your whole voice change, your code switch, all kinds of stuff.
People like, oh, somebody done
hard.
showed
Just
up.
showing
You
up.
It's hard. I think a lot of the times I'm already out of my comfort zone a lot.
Right.
And it's a great muscle to flex, but if I don't have to, I can give myself a break.
I agree.
There you
self-care.
go.
I agree.
I can just create an environment in which I know I will thrive. For me, I'm gonna take it.
Yeah.
Right. And it works. You can show up with
It
your team.
does.
But y'all, you know what?
No, it's too early.
It
Yeah, right.
always pains me so to end the show.
Oh.
Of course, we're going to thank our guest tonight, Miss Jasmine Lawerence. As always, we thank you for being a part of our show tonight. It was
Yes, Jazz.
Thank you for the nuggets of information. Hopefully everybody has an opportunity to watch the replay because, it is Friday night. We hanging out. We're going to go out tonight, do a little something,
Right.
Thank everybody for being a part of the show tonight.
Thank you,
As
Jasmine.
always, catch us on Hindsight Media Radio Station on Tuesday and Thursday. To watch this show again, it'll be aired Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Catch us on iHeartRadio as well as Pandora as well this week. But we're so sorry. We gotta go, y'all.
Thank you so much, Jasmine.
Thank you so much for having me. It was absolutely my pleasure. This is an amazing way to spend my Friday night with my girlfriends, just chit-chatting.
That's right. That's all we do. We chit-chat.
Forget sometimes you got an audience sometime watching. We like, please, we ain't study y'all. We just do
We just allowing y'all to listen in.
Yeah, just take a little sneak. But thank you for the nuggets you dropped.
Thank
I know
you.
there'll be a huge takeaway. Like I said, you're doing a phenomenal job in all you do. And I know you're going to go even further.
Yes.
I can't imagine where my product going to go next.
Oh, when you see me again, who knows?
You see, I got to test it out. All new products coming your way. I know.
You're like, oh, who, me?
Oh, yes. You see? Oh, yes. That's me. Yeah, that's my girl. Yes, Jasmine.
I got to wash my own hair, and I'm not even happy about it, y'all.
That's all right. But
but underneath
catch us next Friday, same time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next week, because we got another guest coming to the table. I'm going to give y'all a sneak. We got a man, our first guy friend, coming to the table next.
Coming to the table.
Oh,
diversity. Yes.
Oh, wait. Before we go, Jasmine, tell people how they can follow you.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Eden's Jasmine. You can check me out on www.jasminelawrence.com. I'd love to hear from you.
Yeah. And that website is awesome, y'all.
Yes, check her out, y'all.
Beautiful.
So as always, y'all,
have
a good night. Have a great weekend, y'all. And girlfriends, will see you next week.
Bye, Jasmine. Thank you, ma'am.
Bye. Great day.